Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Tara Arnold, and tonight we're going to be doing a part 2 for spiritual alchemy for gene mutations. So spiritual alchemy is transmuting dark back to light or fears back to love. It's taking the energy and transmuting it back to a higher state of being, into perfection. So it's not a replacement for medical treatment. If you have an illness or ailment, then see a licensed medical practitioner. The spiritual alchemy is for fun and you might end up feeling better. So it's for entertainment purposes only. And if you haven't seen part 1, I will put the link in the description below. You can watch that so you know how to do the whole process of it. I'm not going to get into the steps of it today. Strengthening the immune system is what our focus is today. So a lot of you had given me some great insight onto where you're vibrating at, what you're dealing with, what you're working with when you commented on the last video. So that helped a lot, so I know what to teach or share. So this is for everyone, even if you're not a healer, even if you don't do energy healing of any kind. This is something that you can do yourself. I will channel the vibrational frequencies from the Ascended Masters at the end of this video. If you are new to spiritual alchemy and you're not quite sure about it, or you're not sure if it works, you don't have the belief yet, then you can just follow along while I channel the frequencies for you. If you're advanced at doing energy work and spiritual alchemy, then you don't need me. You can just do it on your own. But for those who are beginning, then you can listen to the recording. So some of you had mentioned that you'd already had testing done and you know what specific gene mutations that you have, and that's awesome. You can put the intention at the end of this video that transmutes back to love, or you can join us at a live event and I will specifically take a few minutes to channel specifically on gene mutations during our next live event. And it's a medical intuitive question and answer. If you've never been to one of our live events, they are via Zoom, and if you don't know how to use Zoom, I will put a link in the description below explaining how Zoom works. If you're still not comfortable with Zoom, you can watch the replay because you don't need Zoom to watch the replay. So you can still sign up and purchase the live event without having Zoom. You can just watch it later. Time and distance do not affect the channeling or the spiritual alchemy, so you can watch it at any time. Okay, so I'm going to get started in today's session, and I appreciate all your comments. I'm going to answer a few of them. So the first one I'm going to talk about is somebody had asked a question, can I do spiritual alchemy for my loved ones? Yes, it is the same as sending a prayer to somebody. They'll either receive it or they won't receive it. So it's always up to their spiritual body's consciousness whether they want to receive any kind of spiritual alchemy from you. So you can put the intention and then it's always up to them whether they receive it or not. So as you're doing the spiritual alchemy, transmuting dark back to light, fears back to love within yourself, putting the intention that goes to family members, just asking them on a soul level first. So in a meditative kind of state, you can ask on a soul level, do I have permission to send you this spiritual alchemy for your highest good? And just leave it. You don't need to get a yes or no. All you have to do is just ask the question, and then if their spirit's open to receiving it, then they will receive. Now it's the same as a prayer, and either they receive the prayers or it just sits there. So it's energy, so it will stay out there in the universe as a frequency. And then one day when that person's ready to receive the prayer or ready to receive the spiritual alchemy, and they let go and they allow, it will just flood in. So it's almost like if they're not receiving now, it's stored in a bank and it's like adding up, and more frequencies of divine love and intention for the highest good is just sitting there waiting for them to say yes to it. So it's always up to all of us on a soul level what we wish to receive from anybody around us. So setting boundaries with what you're allowing in your reality, and other people can set boundaries with what they're allowing. Okay, and then the next question was, do you need to hold the vibrational frequencies of the words in your hand while you're doing spiritual alchemy? And my answer to that is yes, unless you have the belief that you don't need to. The reason why we say to hold the vibrational frequency of the words in your hand is so that your physical body's consciousness will recognize the frequency. It can feel it. It can feel it in your auric field. It brings that vibration into your auric field. It touching your hand, it is telling your physical body, your mental body, your subconscious says, I recognize that frequency. And I now know what area of the body to go transmute back to love or dark back to light. So the vibrational frequency of the words, holding it in your hand, just adds more of the healing. It adds more belief to what's happening. And you can say it out loud as well. And you can also look up pictures if you have like a system of the body that you're going to be balancing, or a certain gene. So if you're looking up the skin, if you have a skin rash and you want to know what to balance, you can look at the different layers of the skin so that your subconscious knows what area to go do the transmuting back to love with. So all those things help with the transmuting back to love, dark back to light. It's all working together to tell the body to balance itself for your highest good. And I had mentioned in our last video what sensations you might feel in the physical body while you're doing your spiritual alchemy sessions. And I just wanted to add that you might feel like stuff in the lungs and throat area. Like you might find that there's kind of some strange noises coming out, like some old cries from past lifetimes, or you might find that your breathing changes, or that you have to breathe like heavier, or you have to cough. Like there's stuff going on a lot with emotions, and a lot of our emotions get kind of jammed up in our lungs and heart area. So you might find that some strange noises as those frequencies get transmuted to leave the body. He's showing me it's sort of like the same thing that animals do. You'll hear animals, like if they're ill or sick, they'll make strange noises or they'll shake their body. So it's very similar to what happens in nature. So that's why I was saying, like, don't be afraid of what you're feeling during the spiritual alchemy. Just relax and just see what happens. And a lot of times the body will shake and move. Let go of all fears of it. Source energy working through you. It's for your highest good. You put the intention. It's all about our intention. So you're putting the intention for the highest good, and then you're letting go. Your spiritual body blends with the universe and does a dance and releases stuck emotions, transmutes dark back to light, fears back to love. So for troubleshooting to find out what's going on in your body, if you have never had any testing done and you don't know your diagnosis, or you don't know what the problem or the issue is, what you can do is just look up the gene mutations for that system. So say it's for the skin's the largest organ in the body. I would look up all the gene mutations causing skin disorders and then muscle test them, or even if you don't muscle test, you can just tell your subconscious that you want to treat them all. And then if there's one or two in there, then it'll balance the ones that are resonating with you and what's going on in your body. So it's all intention. So you just put the intention that you want to balance the energies for this specific area. So look up the systems of the body. You can Google and ask what gene mutations would be for that system if it was off balance. Write down the names of emotions. If I know the emotions when I go to do the spiritual alchemy, to tell my subconscious, like, balance this emotion if I think that emotion's part of the issue causing problems. And there's something called epigenetic imprinting, which is like a trauma imprinting on genes. So you can write down that word, epigenetic trauma imprinting. So Saint Germain's showing me it's kind of like layers of the trauma or the emotion, like kind of stacked on top of each other. And so sometimes there's a little bit more resistance for it because of all the epigenetic trauma imprinting. So you can research that yourself. I got information about it on the internet. I find that that helps as well. And also if there's something that you're sensitive to. So today we're going to be doing the spiritual alchemy on strengthening the immune system. So also writing down anything that you think might be causing the problem. So say that you have a skin rash and you're wondering, is it coming from my clothes? Because there's lots of flame retardants in clothing, or there's chemicals or different dyes in the clothing. So it could be the dyes or the material itself. Like maybe your physical body is not seeing the clothes as safe, and so it starts to develop a resistance to it. It's trying to tell you this isn't good for us, so it gives you like a rash. So I add things to my spiritual alchemy, like I'll add different words. So if I was doing the clothing, and I would write down like the flame retardants in clothing, and that way if any of the vibrational frequency of those are causing me to have a gene mutation, or they're causing me to have a skin rash, then that will balance for my highest good, so that my spiritual body won't see it as a danger. It won't see it as something that's bad for it. It'll start to tell it to read the energy as not dangerous, and then it doesn't have to give you any symptoms. So it's all energy, and you're just changing the vibrational frequency. So if you have the vibrational frequency of the clothing and your body is saying this clothing's not good for us, it's going to stop and give you a rash to get your attention. So sometimes just writing that down, adding that to it. Or it could be like the laundry soap or a bounce sheet or something that you're putting in your laundry to wash the clothes. So just go through like everything around, like for you, for your own troubleshooting, for your own situation, and just add what you believe would be good to balance for your highest good in your physical body, mental body, emotional body, and spiritual body. So now I'm going to channel the spiritual alchemy, and today's session is to strengthen our immune system. So the spiritual alchemy gene mutations for mast cells, histamine system, immunoglobulins, antibodies, and key immune regulators. So I'm going to put that in a file below, like in the description or in the comment section. So you can do a couple a day. I've written them down. You can do like, I put them in different groups. And again, if you don't know which ones apply to you, you just do them all, because your body knows. And I'm going to go into trance. All you have to do is hold the papers in your hand. So either print them off or write them out. Hold them in your hand. Command that you would like to receive. We will start with a quick grounding, and then just lay back and relax. And then I'm going to channel the vibrational frequency for balancing these gene mutations from the Ascended Masters for our highest good. Oh yes, welcome. I'm Saint Germain. We welcome you all. We are showing our channel that many of you are able to do this on your own. You are all alchemists. This is alchemy. We are channeling today to teach you alchemy. Relax, relax, relax. We are transmuting dark back to light, fears back to love. Visualize your spiritual body's consciousness as fully integrated into your human body. Command that your spiritual body's consciousness becomes the most dominant aspect of yourself, that it is the one making the decisions at this moment. Relax, relax. Visualize tree roots coming out of one's feet. Jesus will place his hands on top of your foot chakras and channel divine light down through your foot chakras. If you cannot visualize, know that it is your intention, and the intention is enough. You do not need to see it in your mind's eye. You do not need to see it in your mind's eye in order for it to work. It will still work regardless. Visualize energy going down through your tree roots all the way down to the center of the earth. In the center of the earth, there is a sun. Pull the energy from Mother Earth's sun back up through your tree roots, up through your legs, torso, neck, head, all the way up to the sun in the sky. Pull the energy from Father Sky's sun back down to you and through you, and we will put the intention that this energy run to you and through you for the rest of the day. Fully integrate your spiritual body's consciousness into your human body by commanding all aspects of your spiritual body that are floating around your auric field. Now fully integrate down through the top of your head all the way to the center of your abdomen. Command that your spiritual body's consciousness fully integrate into your human body in this timeline on planet Earth. State the date and time as you are watching this. Now explode the energy from the center of your abdomen, your spiritual body, explode it outwards in all direction as if it is thousands of fractals of light frequencies. You are grounded and you are integrated and you are now expanded. You are now ready to receive the spiritual alchemy for the immune system strengthening. We will begin. Repeat after us. Say it in your head or out loud. I command my spiritual body's consciousness blend with God, source energy, universal energy, whatever terminology you use for the divine love. I command my spiritual body's consciousness blend with this energy now and dance with the universe to balance the vibrational frequency of all the words and letters that I'm holding in my hand for my highest good throughout all time, space, dimensions, and realities, consciously, subconsciously, this lifetime, and past lifetimes. State the name of the gene that you are balancing at this time and command that it balance throughout all time, space, dimensions, and realities in your physical body, mental body, emotional body, and spiritual body. Throughout all time, space, dimensions, and realities, consciously, subconsciously, this lifetime, and past lifetimes. So the same as in the first video, you can just do one gene at a time, just read it out loud or in your head and command that that's the gene that you're balancing, and then use your intuition how many you want to balance today. You'll know when the session is done because your body will stop moving or you'll stop feeling things. And I'm going to be quiet now so that you can receive the transmutation and the light code frequencies that they're bringing through. Okay, Mother Mary stepping forward again. If you feel your head being tilted back, that's Mother Mary. She tilts the head back to let you know that she's coming in. She's saying, look up to me. She's saying look up, and it's almost like they're showing me, they're bringing through frequencies for the third eye, and so to kind of put your head back to receive more of those frequencies. They're also showing me like extending your diaphragms. So they're showing me that if you're sitting down doing this, then to make sure your posture is good, your shoulders are back so that the diaphragm doesn't get blocked, because they use the diaphragm area to bring through frequencies like of the solar plexus. It's just kind of opening your lungs so that you're not all crunched up in a ball or crunched over. Like if you're laying down, there's no blocking, but if you're sitting, just make sure your posture's good. Okay, so they're done. Again, at the end, I did see them writing in the Akashic records, so sometimes they'll do that. There's like 3 books, past, present, and future, and I saw them writing in the present and then the future book. They were changing something for our future. So just give that a day to integrate, and then you can re-listen to it again and balance the next ones, and just use your intuition on how often you want to do these or what ones you want to balance. And thanks for joining us, and we will see you next time.